Before we go deeper, let me ask you something. When was the last time you felt truly free, truly at peace? No pressure, no comparison, no voice in your head saying you're not enough. Most of us can't even remember. Many spiritual books have told you how to become better, but Ashtavakra Gita is the only book that said you are perfect already. Only thing is, you just forgot how to look into your life. 2500 years ago, in the court of King Janaka, one of the most powerful kings of his time, a young boy walked in. His name was Ashtavakra. He was 12 years old. His body was bent in 8 places. His spine, his knees, his shoulders, all crooked, all twisted. The king's courtiers laughed at him, but the boy said something that silenced the entire court. He said, "I pity you all. You look at my broken body and laugh, but you don't even know that you are the ones trapped. I have been free since the day I was born." The king leaned forward. "Teach me," king asked. What followed was the Ashtavakra Gita, the most radical and mind-bending spiritual text ever written. It is not a religious book or a ritual guide. Just one sage and one king asking the questions we are all afraid to ask. The Ashtavakra Gita doesn't give you rules, it gives you a lens. To show you how radical this lens is, let's look at 5 people you probably know in real life. Starting with Satya. Chapter 1. I Am My Job. Satya's story. Satya wakes up at 6:30 a.m. Her first thought? Office mails. She skips breakfast, works through lunch, takes calls at 9 p.m. She got promoted twice. Her LinkedIn has 4,000 followers. Her boss loves her. But on a Sunday evening, when everything is quiet, Satya feels an unbearable emptiness. She doesn't know who she is outside of work. Her identity is her job title. And deep down, she is terrified that if she loses the job, she loses herself. For this, sage Ashtavakra says, "You are not the body, nor is the body yours. You are an eternal consciousness." What does this mean for Satya? Your job is something that happens to you, not something that is you. When you stop being your job and start doing your job, everything changes. You still work hard, but you are no longer afraid. Notice the next time you introduce yourself. Do you say, "I am a doctor," or "I work as a doctor"? Always remember, you existed before any title was ever attached to you. Chapter 2. I Am a Failure. Arjun's story. Arjun spent 4 years building his startup, morning to night, every day. He gave speeches, got press coverage, but last year, the company shut down. Now, he scrolls through his phone at 2 a.m., reading old articles about himself, feeling sick, feeling small, feeling like a fraud. I was supposed to be the success story, he thinks. Now what am I? For this, sage Ashtavakra says, all things arise, suffer change, and pass away. This is their nature. When you know this, nothing hurts you. You become still. The failure happened to the startup. It did not happen to Arjun. Ashtavakra would look Arjun in the eye and say, "You think you are broken, but who is the one who noticed the breaking? That is you. You are still the same person you always were. The only thing that changed is that your company shut down." That's it. Chapter 3. Everyone else is doing better. Priya's story. Priya opens Instagram at 10 p.m. Her classmate just landed a job at Google. Another is traveling in Italy. One got engaged with a stunning ring. Priya puts her phone down and stares at the ceiling. What am I even doing with my life? Priya is not sad about anything specific. She's sad about the gap between her life and the life she sees on her mobile screen. For this, sage Ashtavakra says, if one thinks of oneself as free, one is free. If one thinks of oneself as bound, one is bound. Thinking makes it so. It means every time Priya scrolls through social media and feels she is falling behind, she's building a story in her mind. What she sees on Instagram is only a carefully selected moment from someone else's journey. The smiles are there, but not the struggles behind them. The achievements are visible, but not the sleepless nights. This is the trap of comparison, judging your everyday reality against someone else's Instagram reel. The real you is not your achievements, your appearance, or your social status. Silent awareness is the real you. Chapter 4. I don't know who I am anymore. John's story. John was married for 8 years. He was John and Nancy. That was his identity. After the divorce, he sits in a flat that still has 2 sets of mugs in the kitchen. He doesn't know what music he likes, what to cook, what to do on a Saturday. For 8 years, his identity was defined by the relationship. Now, the relationship is gone. Who am I now? He asks, and hears nothing back. This might be Ashtavakra Gita's most powerful answer for the modern world. Cultivate the habit of dropping the past, then you can smile all the time. Ashtavakra would say that John's pain is not only about losing Nancy, it is also about losing the story he had built around that relationship. For years, John and Nancy wasn't just a marriage. It became part of how he saw himself. It became an identity, a role, a chapter in the story of his life. And now that chapter has ended, but here's what Ashtavakra wants us to see. John existed before he met Nancy. He existed while they were together, and he still exists now, even in the midst of grief. The relationship changed. The deeper self did not. Many of us have felt this after a breakup, a loss, a divorce, retirement, or any major life change. A question arises from deep within. Who am I without this? Without this person? Without this job? Without this title? Without this role? Ashtavakra's answer is both simple and profound. You are the one who was present before any of those identities appeared. Chapter 5. I got everything I wanted and still feels empty. Rahul's story. Rahul at 22. If I get into IIM, I'll be happy. Rahul at 24. If I get placed at this company, I'll be happy. Rahul at 26. He got the IIM degree, secured 30 LPA job, bought the flat, and owned a car. He sits on his balcony on a Friday evening and feels absolutely nothing. No joy, no gratitude. Just a quiet, gnawing emptiness that says, is this it? For this, sage Ashtavakra says, Rahul's problem is not that he got the wrong things. His problem is that he was seeking peace in objects. The emptiness Rahul feels after every achievement is not a failure of ambition. It is a message from his soul saying, you're looking peace in the wrong place. Chapter 6. The pressure to perform. Society's story. This chapter isn't about one character. It's about all of us. At 22, just pressure to get the right job. At 28, pressure to get married. At 32, pressure to have children and so on. Society has a script. And if you don't follow it, the script calls you a failure. Ashtavakra wrote this verse 2500 years ago. But it sounds like it was written for modern world. You do not belong to any caste, any stage, any label that the eye can see. You are unattached. You are the witness of all, so live happily. He's saying, the box that society wants to put you in, that box is an illusion. The real you cannot be boxed. Every label is temporary. Every role is a costume. The one wearing the costume, that is who you are. Here's the Ashtavakra Gita's answer to social pressure. The real you is aware, calm, unaffected. It doesn't mean you stop doing things. It only means you stop suffering because you're not doing the right things according to someone else's script. Ashtavakra is not trying to change your world. He is trying to change the place from which you see the world. Now, we just looked at 5 different lives. Satya the workaholic, Arjun the founder, Priya the scroller, John after loss, and Rahul who has everything but feels nothing. Which of these five stories felt A too close to you? Drop in the comments. Let's see which trap most of us are caught in.